Hello everybody, my name is Brady and we're at Bostig, and today we're going to give you a quick tour of the shop and the area around it. We're actually standing on the roof of the shop, so that's essentially our commute from the house down to the shop below us here. You'll see out in front we have our vans. This is the house parking area. Jim and I both have vans, synchro vans, and you can see there's a driveway that loops up and around the back of the shop. What you're looking at down over there is the shop parking lot area. That's where we have storage vans, and you can see our jig down there for fabbing up stuff. That's the street in front of the shop. That's Walnut Street. You can see the wooded area across the way, and maybe the vans right in front of the shop. And over there is the intersection with Walnut and Dana. And now we'll take a walk down our cobblestone driveway, the nice narrow driveway. It's a real blast to shovel in winter. And we'll take a look at the front of the shop. All right, so now we're out in front of the shop. We're actually down on Walnut Street. You can see there's two vans. The white one's Nate's. The blue one is Jim's storage van. This is the parking area next to the shop. You can see we've got pallets. That's what we use for firewood in the winter. Next to that is our storage container. We'll let this guy go by. And that's just more storage space for the shop. And then we've got the front of the shop. Let's go and take a look and show where everything happens. All right, so now we're inside the shop. And I guess the first area I'll show you is the bullpen, the clean space. So let's take a walk over there. This is our office space here. You'll notice it's raised up on a platform, and that's to keep stuff in here safe and dry. I'll explain that to you in a reason. I'll explain to you why in a second. But that's Jim's workspace there. That's our electronics bench. And then as he pans around, you'll see that's Nate at his workstation. And then we'll come around a little further, and that's my workstation there. And now we'll go and actually show you the shop floor. The first thing we'll start at is our winter Lifeline here. This is Franken stove. It used to be a lot nicer. Now it's just functional. It's a wood burning stove, and we burn pallets. It's a lot cheaper. It's much more efficient for us to do it this way. And we actually get the pallets for free. And you'll notice behind the stove there's a metal cover, and that's actually covering an old hollow space in the floor that fills up with water. And if we don't periodically pump it out, that'll actually fill up. We call it our wishing well, because if you don't drain it out every now and then, you're going to wish you checked it, because that water's going to come out looking for us and actually run across the floor. That's the reason why we have the clean space up on a loft. So then we'll go out here to the main area of the shop. This is the bay here where we would work on vans or what have you. And you'll notice we don't have a lift. When we moved here from our other shop, we left the lift at the other shop to help us move towards getting away from doing service type work. Anything that we do here, you know, the end user needs to be able to do. Most folks don't have lifts, they don't have heavy tools, they don't have a lot of complicated equipment, so we need to keep things simple for folks when they're doing it on the end. We have ramps, that's about all you need, and we have an engine hoist in the back corner. That's if you get really fancy. We've got typical mechanic's chest with some tools in it, some basic hand tools. We've got our kind of dirty work area, grinding area. We've got our workbench. We've got a storage cabinet with some basic hand tools. Our band saws when we want to do fab work or we're coming up with something new. We'll use these things. We've got our gang drill here. This is really old and runs on 3-phase power. And then we've got some storage space for some fasteners on the wall here. And then the back of the shop here, we have our back room. This has another sump which runs 24/7. If this guy stops working, we'll actually have a nice waterfall down these steps and a meandering river across the shop floor. We've got our air compressor and our three-phase converter, which is a rotary phase converter. It's got a 20 horsepower electric motor in there, which kind of creates a three-phase power situation because we don't have three-phase power here in the shop. So that allows us to use our air compressor and our gang drills. We've also got storage in here for, you know, old projects and stock van parts, things of that nature, things we want closer. So now we'll go take a look at the shop floor and actually the inventory that comprises the kits. All right, so now we're on the shop floor again. And you can see here on this wall, we've got lots of small boxes with barcodes. This is where we keep all of our fasteners, nuts, bolts, washers, small pieces of hose, what have you. We have over 400 pieces like this from 139 different vendors. And we use the barcode system to keep track of all our inventory and really keep track of what we've got, what we need to order. Without this system, this would definitely be a full-time job for one person. And so we have to be very efficient and keep track of everything so that it's not. You'll see further back in the corner here, we have some taller shelves with some larger bins. Same thing. These are just larger kit parts, components, or finished parts that are in these bins with barcodes so we can keep track of what we have. You'll notice we've got reserve kits up above, some boxed up kits here. You may see the NFB on the floor there, which we'll talk about shortly. And then I'd like to show you some of the actual 2010 parts, some of the new parts that we've got that are in the kits now. You can see we've got our keystone item here. This is our adapter plate. This is really what makes the whole thing possible. And we've got our billet aluminum intake. It's got a Bostig logo on the top, kind of give it a nice touch. We've got a flywheel. It's a billet single piece steel item here. We've got an exhaust. This is what I weld up here. And then this is our engine skid plate with its bracket. Those are some of the major parts of the kit. The skid plate's an optional part, but it gives you an idea of what we've got going on here. That's about it for now, and look forward to hearing some questions from you guys. And just email them into us. Talk to you soon.